He played the game with goggles on and at a crazy point in his career was just days away from going blind.
His eyeball has popped out of his socket.
Oh my God.
No! God, please, no! No!
Yet somehow, Amar'e Stoudemire saw the game clearer than bald eagle with night vision goggles. A 6-time NBA All-Star and the first ever player to win Rookie of the Year straight out of high school. This explosive power forward scored 15,994 points, over 6,000 rebounds, and 1,000 blocks across 14 seasons. But how did a guy who nearly lost his eyesight become such a great player? And what happened to his eyes in the first place? Well, to understand the full story, we need to go back to Stoudemire's 2008-09 season with the Phoenix Suns.
Here's Amar'e. All is well.
At the time, Stoudemire was prepping for his 8th season. Expectations were higher than a Shaolin monk doing a flying sidekick. The Suns had just made a blockbuster move, bringing in Big Daddy Diesel Shaq from the Miami Heat, and Steve Nash, who was also in the mix. The hype level was off the charts, and some legit thought they had enough quality to win the championship. But then on the 1st of October 2008, something unexpected happened in the Suns training camp. Stoudemire, who was supposed to be one of the key pieces in the team, was accidentally poked in his right eye by his teammate Boris Diaw. His iris got partially torn, and for a second, it looked like Amar'e was about to become the NBA's first ever one-eye All-Star.
I thought I was blind. I thought I was blind. I was nervous. I was panicking. I was praying.
Thankfully, his vision was restored just in time for the season opener. But the trauma had left a lasting impact on him. It was so bad that Stoudemire decided he would play the rest of his career with goggles on.
It was a terrible feeling, and I told myself at that point, I said, you know what? I'm gonna wear some goggles for the rest of my career.
With his high-tech eyeball armor strapped on, Amar'e Stoudemire made a thunderous return a few weeks later, and man, he was unstoppable. Everything he touched turned to slam dunk gold. But then after 2 months, he got too comfy. He felt invincible, like a dude getting a fresh haircut on a Friday. So he decided he didn't need the goggles anymore. Wrong move, boo-boo. Apparently, fate had unfinished business with him because on February 18, 2009, Al Thornton poked Amar'e in that same eye during a game between the Sun and the Clippers. Now, here's the crazy part. Despite seeing double and blinking like a broken flashlight, Amar'e dropped 42 points and snatched 11 rebounds that night. It was his best performance for the entire season. But as soon as the final buzzer went, it was time to get his eyes fixed. At first, the team doctors thought it was no biggie. A little eye juice, maybe some painkillers, and Amar'e would be back doing his thing in no time. But they were wrong. Oh, so wrong. Turns out that eye poke left him with a partially detached retina, and soon enough, doctors hit him with the dreaded news. You got a few days to fix this or you're going full blind mode, my guy. Now faced with two options of either becoming Daredevil or getting sliced up, Amar'e sat down with his family and doctors, and they chose surgery. As expected, his recovery was no walk in the rice field. For 8 long weeks, he was lying down for up to 22 hours a day, basically turning into a horizontal monk. In the end, he made a full recovery, but his vision unfortunately was never the same again. Now if you ever play pickup basketball at the park, you know vision is a cheat code. And in Stoudemire's case, it was worse because he wasn't just playing local hoopers. He was squaring off with the Avengers of basketball. This was a dark tea moment for the power forward. But how did he navigate through this tough period of his career? How was he able to sustain his level of play? Well, let's run it back and explore his childhood. Back when he had 2 healthy eyes and was dreaming of slam dunk and NBA stardom. Born in Lake Wales, Florida, Stoudemire's early life was an emotional roller coaster with no seatbelt. Before he even hit puberty, he watched his parents' marriage hit the eject button. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, his father passed away from a heart attack when he was only 12. On top of that, his mother got caught up in a whirlwind of petty crime and spent most of her time shuffling in and out of prison like it was a gym membership. So little Amar'e had to bounce around, raving with different people. Thankfully, they were all solid human, not the type to teach you how to hotwire a car. But unfortunately, none of them thought it was wise to introduce him to basketball early enough. For context, Amar'e didn't play organized ball until he was 14-year-old. And just when he was getting into his groove, his mom's legal issues had him moving around like a runaway dim sum cart. He transferred between 5 high schools in 2 states 6 different times. As a result, he missed his entire junior year, only played 2 full seasons. As a senior at Cypress Creek High School, he averaged 29 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 blocks per game. And the awards rained down like lantern after Lunar New Year. Initially, Amar'e committed to play college ball at the University of Memphis. But after some deep soul searching, he decommitted and jumped straight into the 2002 NBA draft. The big night came very quickly, and he was selected as the 9th overall pick by the Phoenix Suns.
The 9th pick in the 2002 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Amar'e Stoudemire from Cypress Creek High School in Orlando, Florida.
If you're a true NBA fan, you know that what Amar'e did his rookie year was historical. He averaged 14 points and 9 rebounds and snatched the Rookie of the Year award right out of Yao Ming's oversized hands. As a result, he became the first ever player to win the award straight from high school. Of course, he was still raw, but that rookie season performance proved beyond reasonable doubt that he had the talent to play in the league. And with each game, he reveled up like he was leaving the real-life video game. In no time, fans started calling him Stat, and it stuck like white rice on a steel wok. He played with explosive athleticism and aggressiveness that hadn't been seen from a power forward since Sean Kemp.
It's tough. I don't think there's really anybody like him to play the game. Like, he played as tough as he did, as competitive as he was.
At 6'10", Stoudemire had an NBA body even from his high school days, so he was a fair match for other bigs in the league. But what separated him from the average big man was his quickness. He moved like Cheetah on Red Bull and jumped like he had moon shoes.
Off the ground, about 4. There we go. Good.
He wasn't your typical traditional post-up scoring big man, and his game overall was built around a simple routine that allowed him to maximize his physical gifts and function as a high-volume finisher. But over time, he had other perks to his game, like his somewhat surprising jump shot that improved through the years, forcing defenders to respect him enough to have to defend him around the perimeter. These qualities came in handy in the 2004-05 season when he averaged 26 points, 9 rebounds as the Sun posted a 60-20 record in the regular season. He combined well with the pieces around him, but more than anyone else, his relationship with Steve Nash was special. Their pick and roll game was cooking teams left, right, and everything in between. It was like watching Jet Li and Jackie Chan fight in perfect sync, except with basketball and no stunt double. Some folks even argue at barbershops and Twitter threads that Nash wouldn't have won MVP in 2005 if Amar'e wasn't on the floor setting screen and smashing rims. That, of course, is debatable. But the point is, Stoudemire was one of the most exciting power forwards of his era. Unfortunately, the curse of injury nearly derailed that greatness. In 2005, he damaged his knee cartilage, and not long after, in the 2008-09 season, came the 2 consecutive eye injury. But as you probably guessed, that wasn't the end of the story. At the time, fans were worried that those recurring injuries might be the end of his career, especially the eye injury. But Stoudemire proved them wrong. He came back swinging, and he showed the world that you don't need 20/20 vision to drop 20 a night. Despite his blurry eyeball saga, Amar'e averaged 23 points and 9 rebounds in the 2009-2010 season while leading the Phoenix Suns to a 54-28 record. He made the All-Star team for the 5th time in his career and came this close to joining LeBron James in Cleveland. While that dream team never materialized, fate had a backup plan. In the 2011 All-Star Game, Amar'e finally shared the court with King James, not as a Cavs, but as a New York Knick. And in the true stat fashion, he dropped 29 points to tie LeBron himself and made franchise history as the first Knicks player to achieve that feat. But make no mistake, Amar'e wasn't just about point, rebound, and rim-rattling dunk. He was that dude who made things happen. A true warrior and leader whose presence lifted the mood of others. He earned respect from teammates, opponents, even rival fans couldn't hate on the guy. Amar'e Stoudemire didn't just play the game. He elevated the big man culture and inspired the grind for a future generation.
So Amar'e was one of those players that set the culture, set the standard here in Phoenix for a long time.
Although he never won a championship, Stoudemire's legacy in the NBA is forever secure. I mean, if not for anything, he will be remembered as the man who played through foggy vision, dunked through doubt, and reminded the world that heart, hustle, and bounce beat eyesight any day of the week. Now, if you were a professional bowler for 10 plus seasons, could you play with goggles your whole career? Let me know in the comment below. Swish roll out.